Over the past few years, there seems to be a huge surge in schools punishing students for what seems to be appropriate apparel. The reasoning behind the enforcement ranges from being distracting to classmates and teachers to being against the rules of an unspecific dress code. Unsurprisingly, the dress code overwhelmingly affects female students as compared to their male counterparts, due to the fact their outfits are more easily deemed inappropriate because of their tight-fitting nature and sometimes skin-revealing elements. Seeing this trend, we began to wonder how the dress code of El Modena compares to those making headlines.
The Modena Dress Code is easily accessible through the school's website, where it can be found underneath the Behavior Expectations section. Here, the dress code is described as dressing in a manner that upholds the educational environment, specifying students may not wear clothing or jewelry that is considered unsafe, contains offensive/obscene language, and/or symbols promoting violence, sex, drugs, alcohol, or tobacco.
Ms. Hemmons, the school vice principal, described the gist of what the dress code isn't saying. Is it respectful or does it offend someone? The line being fuzzy, but usually drawn at clothes which show violence, nudity, or drugs. The issue of nudity poses the largest question the school population has. When it comes to girls' outfits, how much skin is acceptable until it becomes nudity? From taking a poll of 100 students, we found that 53% of the participants knew a girl that was dress coded, and that 50% was because of too short of shorts, while another 15% of the participants responded that it was because of showing undergarment. The third highest answer section was of other, with 17%, which included answers such as crop top was too short, midriff was exposed, shirt too low cut, or even shoulders exposed. While interviewing faculty, all 5 said they never or rarely ever dress coded students.
The issue with girls getting in trouble for what they are wearing at Elmo seems to be coming down to the teacher's comfort on the issue overall. Vice Principal Hemmons described the issue as such.
Not real easy for a girl or a guy to tell some girl, hey, your boobs are hanging out. It's not, a male teacher can't say that, because if they do, they get accused of, well, why are you looking at him? Or why are you looking at me?
An issue reiterated by Mr. J in saying,
I just see their eyes, because like as a male teacher, it's kind of hard to be enforcing law dress code if you're a guy, if it goes to a girl, because then she's like, oh, what are you trying to say, huh?
and by Dr. Chapman by saying,
hesitate to tell young ladies that they can see up their skirts, not because they're looking, but because they can see.
So then the issue seems to be primarily male teachers feeling uncomfortable when girls dress in what Mrs. Hemmons described as skimpy attire. When we brought this issue up to fellow teachers, most agreed, saying that they didn't want to lose their credentials by bringing up issues or bring bad press to the schools. However, one teacher we interviewed disagreed completely. Mr. Benner, a longtime teacher at Elmo, was shocked when he heard some teachers at the school felt uncomfortable by how their students were dressing. He went as far as saying, typically the dress code is set in place because certain clothing can be distracting to the learning environment. But is it ever really distracting to the learning environment unless you make it so? I really don't see the need for a dress code. Students are dressing for comfort, their parents are okay with the way that they're dressing, and I'm not sure why it would be distracting. Why are you concerned by what your students are wearing? A teacher being bothered by what you are wearing strikes me as problematic. Why does that bother you? I think the way you conduct yourself with your students and the environment you create in your classroom would mitigate that from ever taking place.
This, with what Mrs. Hemmons said about not wanting to dress code kids because, in all honesty, they're here to learn, and a lot of dress issues needs to start at home, and it needs to be with the parents. It brings us to the conclusion that any change in the current system of dress code needs to start with trust, both with the teachers and students, and also with the school and parents. You must form bonds of trust and respect with the faculty to remove discomfort in both parties when inappropriate attire must be discussed. And also trust from the school that parents allow the attire worn by students and that they should not interfere with the parents. Then we can move forward from the world where girls and boys alike experience unjust or uncomfortable moments in a place where they are only looking to learn.